All right, everybody. Ed Carbajal here for My MMA News, speaking with RealCappers.com founder Alex Proh. Alex, thank you so much for taking time to talk to me today about this app. I fell upon it by accident. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me here. And I would love to talk more about the app. We're just getting started. So we're exploring what's needed, what people
Mhm.
like. I mean, it's everything based on what we believe is good, right? So, I mean, we all are big fans of MMA and the UFC specifically. I mean, like one of the biggest, if not the one biggest promotion for MMA. And
Mhm.
we're trying to explore how to make it fun, right? Like
Yeah.
I mean, there is a lot of fun in the MMA community. Most of them, unfortunately or fortunately, it's focused on like just watching those memes about fighters and stuff, right? We kind of want to take it a little bit different direction and see how actually we can make it really fun, really help people be more invested in the fights.
Yeah, and by invested, I mean, first of all, I'm going to bring up the website here, realcappers.com. This is the website where you can find out the app. It's a mobile app available on Android and iOS. And I fell upon it. I saw Lydia Warren talking about it, who's a fighter out of Jackson Wink. I don't think she's signed with the UFC yet. She probably will be, but I saw her post something about it, and that's what drew me to it. And it says on here, just for folks to know, it's a predictions app, right? It's for sports, so they don't take bets. You don't place bets. It's for education and entertainment. So a lot of folks always post their picks online, right? As we know, especially come fight night or those 72 hours before the event, everyone's, even my own podcast, we always do picks on fight week, but you never know how it's going to work out, right? So as me, somebody that made an account with the app and signed up for it, I find that it's a really good way to track the picks that I make. But the feature that I like most about it is that I'm also able to write the reason why I'm picking them. Um, which some people just make their picks, and you always wonder, why are you picking, and I know you do post the odds there just to help people out with the decision, but I mean, it's not a gambling app. It's just like it's informative and entertaining. And I did it for 303, and I went back and looked, and I think I was all right. I have to remember I don't remember my picks, but it's a fun way to. It's definitely a fun way to. I know other people have tried it, but I just like the way. And if people subscribe to another capper, right? The person making the picks can make there's a way to make money with this, right?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you. And again, because we're just starting, right?
Hmm.
We're trying to explore what works, what doesn't, in terms of like what people like, right? So at the end of the day, is like, I mean, is it something that resonates with people? Is something really what they would like to explore more, or would like to play more around and stuff? So we definitely welcoming all the feedback. I mean, there is a button, contact us in the app, so
Hmm.
you can just drop us an email and say, like, hey, I hate this or I like this, and that will help us to make it better, right? That's number one. Number two, the way how the whole idea started is like, um,
Hmm.
when you're watching a UFC fight with the buddies, right, and you all in the same room, like you probably know that yourself. All of us will be yelling around. It's like, oh, this guy's gonna go. Did you see his grappling? Did you like? There is no way. Like everybody has an opinion. I think at
Hmm.
some point, someone would introduce Dana White or somebody. They said it's like, when we're talking about fights, everybody has an opinion. Everybody. And for some reason, everybody is a fight expert. And let's be real. Like, I mean, there are a bunch of people who are real fight experts, they're sports analysts, right? Joe
Hmm.
Rogan, John Anik, and those guys are commentating and stuff, right? And then there are a bunch of fighters who like Bisping, right? They're kind of venturing in this space. They're trying to be commentators, and they're kind of like they're observing the fight, and they actually can predict something, right, based on their knowledge. And
Hmm.
let's be real. Like, I mean, all of us who enjoy the sport, we're trying to analyze and we're trying to predict how it's going to work. So for ourselves, we actually thought it would be a good idea if we track our predictions and we'll be able to see how we're doing, right? What
Hmm.
did work, what didn't work, right? It's more like a fun thing for us to do. The important part is fun is one thing, right? Like, I mean, there are a bunch of things. Like, you can track your predictions in a spreadsheet. You can track your
Mm-hmm.
predictions, whatever. You can write it on a piece of paper and just post it on your wall. Who cares, right? Like, I mean, there are a bunch of ways to do it. We just want to make it easier. But the most important one, right? So there is a kind of different level of investment. If you think about this, how you in rooting for somebody, how you invested in the fight, if you have some vested interest. Good example with people who bet, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make a bet, you kind of more invested in the fighter to win because your money is there, right? Like, it's just small. Maybe it's like you put $1 or $10 or whatever. You find those bunch of places and you can bet whatever you want. But still, there is like more engagement with the sport, with the fight,
Mm-hmm.
and with the fighter. What I didn't like about this is actually have to put money. That's
Yeah.
what I didn't like. I mean, like, not everybody is comfortable with this. Not everybody will like this, right? So we thought it was like, is there any other way for all of us to be able to be similarly invested in actually winning something, right? Something maybe not big, but like winning something, getting more than you put in, like you put
Yeah.
in zero. Um, and that's how we came with the whole this concept of like, you're gonna earn some points, right? You will be able to track your progress, and once you accumulate points, that's a new feature which we're going to be rolling out in the upcoming couple months.
Mm-hmm.
Is you actually will be able to redeem your points. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, you put nothing, right? You just put your predictions, right, and you make a bet on something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you do well, you accumulate points, and then you will be able to actually make something out of this. This is the bigger concept, but can like we actually were looking at this stuff. You know, some people actually, like you said, like, there are a bunch of handicappers. You go on Twitter or X. You go on X, and you will see a bunch of accounts where it's like, we're
Yeah.
the greatest handicapper. We are the best, bee's knees, best license. Like, it's just like everybody is like trying to put some spreadsheets and like how many units up, how many units down. Usually people
Mm-hmm.
don't say they're down units, but like how many, like how much they're winning. Number one, like first of all, if I'm interested to kind of like, follow somebody along, I have
Mm-hmm.
no idea if they're lying or not, right? That's where handicapping is coming from. It's like, are you really lying? Are you not? You're just showing what you're winning. Like, it's kind of trash in this regard.
Mm-hmm.
I have to bet on this, like to bet on somebody that they know what they're betting on, right? And the second part is, uh, it's like there are so many. There is no way for you to even understand who is good, who is not, how
Yeah.
to do before. And that's where, like, dude, like, if we're gonna make it very simple in terms of people, you see somebody's performance, you can look what they predicted before, and
Mm-hmm.
it's free, right? So like, you can see how did they do before, what kind of fighters they picked, right, and why did they pick them if they put some kind of description, and also like maybe there is a handicapper who is really good with the, like, I don't know, welterweights, right? Like, he's
Mm-hmm.
really good. His performance in those type of bouts is like amazing. Maybe he knows those type of fighters, right? Like, it's. I'll give you an example. If you bet, if you actually make a prediction on somebody who is a lightweight, right?
Mm-hmm.
You predict it's like they're gonna go over 1.5 rounds.
Yeah.
There's a high chance that's gonna happen. Lightweights usually don't knock out each other unless it's like kind of like a grappling match, right? And then
Yeah.
it becomes a submission. And that's reality. Like, you have a high chance. But that's the same with the welterweights. If you understand how they fight, if you understand how they win, you will be
Mm-hmm.
able to get that easier if you just look at the past performance.
Mm.
So all of that we kind of like put in the app, and we just rolled it out. We started small, just like, hey, let's
Yeah.
just kind of throw it, and let's open it up and make sure that people have access to that and see how they like it, if they like it or not, and we'll go from there. So that's how we kind of like expanding what we have.
And like you said, it's still growing. I know you just. I know it's UFC centric now. Do you plan on adding like other promotions in other sports?
Yeah, I mean, we all at RealCappers, we all like UFC. That
Mm-hmm.
was like kind of like no brainer for us. Like, let's just go UFC. Like, we just love it, right? But the concept is the same for pretty much any other sport, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we can add NBA, we can add the MDL. It's like we can add anything, any other sport which people will like. Actually, we already got some feedback about people are like, can you add esports? I'm like, yes, we can. I mean, esports is
Mm-hmm.
one of those industries like you actually can't really even bet on esports that
Mm-hmm.
there are online bookers, right? But like you can do it there, but like it's not that popular, right? Like an example, if you go to Vegas, there are not too
Yeah.
many, bookies who are gonna take it, right? But
Yeah.
people like it. People like gaming, and that's why a lot of people actually attract to esports. So we potentially will add it, but
Mm-hmm.
honestly, for the time being, we want to focus just one sport and make sure that we add some value and people like it. If people like it, we can expand in different sports. We just don't need to do it right away.
Yeah, no, you definitely need time to grow. Um, I don't know why I'm forgetting the name of the. There's another popular app that people use. The name is slipping my mind right now. I'm surprised. I don't know why,
Is it
but
verdict?
that's the
Verdict?
one. Yeah. So like they started similarly. Like they did the same thing, and I mean it's just fun. Make your predictions, a way to track it and stuff like that. But I like that this one is it's a way to kind of put your if you're somebody that likes to stake their name on making picks, it's a way for somebody to put the not put money where their mouth is, but it's if they're using the app and other people are using the app and they subscribe to that user, you'll be able to actually see their history because a lot of everybody they can say whatever they want every fight week, but not I don't think everyone. I know there's other apps out there and I've tried them out, but you can back it up with describing why you're making the pick and writing history. It also shows the knowledge of the like myself, the picks that I've made. I have some history of some fighters, so I'll pick those fights only, and I'll write my knowledge of the sport and what's happening. Um, and I think that's a good detail to add. The other thing that I don't know if it's in the app yet or if it's in development, but I mean I feel like it'd be a good way to grow subscribers. Is like if the user that makes the account, is there a way for them to like share on X or whatever to say, hey, come follow me on Real Cappers and check out my picks?
Yeah, so I mean, it's in development. So all
Mm-hmm.
those social aspects of like, hey, how do you like invite friends, right? Like share it on Instagram, X,
Mm-hmm.
share your results on those platforms. Yeah, those concepts were all outlined. Um, Honestly, let me put it this way: I and again I kind of like I'm trying to drive like we have like as every new company, right? And we are kind of a startup, right? So every new company
Mm-hmm.
we have limited resources, and I would like to focus on actually adding value to our
Mm.
users. If we have like small amount of users, I want them to actually like it, and
Mm.
if they do like it and that's the feedback which we're getting, we can figure out now how we can expand. Like there are, I mean, honestly, there are multiple ways, multiple venues you can go through the social media kind of the marketing campaigns, or you can go through like basically just making sure people
Mm-hmm.
spread the word. But my thought was like, if people don't like it, they're not gonna share like with their friends, they're not gonna post on their ex because they don't really care. There's nothing
Yeah.
to be, I mean, they would not even care, right? And that's why, like, I would like to make sure that the app is good, people like it,
Yeah.
and then we can take it further. Growth is not the most important right now. The product is.
Yeah.
So that's the focus.
Yeah, and so far, I mean, I mean, I know people are gonna knock me. I'm an Android user and I have it on Android, but it seems seamless. It's very smooth. It's very quick. Um, is it gonna be mobile only though, or do you eventually want to have like a website where folks can access their accounts, or do you prefer it be mobile because of the people always in their phones anyway?
Yeah. So, good question. Honestly, you're the first one who asked this question. It's like most of the people I kind of use on mobile.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can add it on web. It's not such a big deal for us. The way how we architected the whole thing, it's going to be relatively easy. The
Mm-hmm.
the thing is like if you think about like how people are using how they make, like most of the people that are tracking everything like the fights, it's all mobile, right? So it's
Yeah.
kind of like very convenient, and that's why we kind of want to make sure that we go this route rather than like do all the platforms. It's not something that people care about. I mean, I don't want to discard what you care about, but like it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, again, this is the first time I heard about this, like that you would like it there.
I'm an
I
old man, so that's part of my problem. I'm not always on my phone, but no, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, so it's possible.
Mm,
Maybe later though.
yeah. Um, and the other thing, because I only stumbled upon it. Like, can you just get so I have an idea? I know you said it's in its infancy, but when did you start it? when did the app officially launch?
Yeah, so we had an idea, like actually it was one of these like fun ideas, which we kind of like, just talking around, and I think we had it back in 2022, right?
Hmm.
So we actually officially launched the app, which means it went on the stores in 23.
Hmm.
I think it was in September or something like that. So we've been around for like soon a year, but again, the majority of this time was like, hey, let's see
Hmm.
what comes out of this, right? So actually, our first version, I think it just supported the subscription model where you can
Hmm.
subscribe for like a membership fee, right? And then we were trying to figure out how do you, like an example, if you add are going to put your predictions, right? And some people
Hmm.
will like to follow you and they will subscribe to you. Previously, our first version was like it's just membership fee. Everybody has access to you. But we
Hmm.
thought it's like at the end of the day, ad, if you're really good, we're like, why can't you benefit from this?
Hmm.
And that's what our new model then became was like, we actually people will be able to subscribe for you for a week and say they're paying $7.99 for a week. You
Hmm.
get half. So
Hmm.
for us, we needed to figure out the way. How do we like collect seven ninety
Yeah.
nine for a week, and then we give you half of that?
Hmm.
Um, and we tried different models. We tried. I mean, what's the easiest way to pay people like you, right? So it's convenient, so it's smooth, so you don't have to worry about this. So
Yeah.
just register. So we played around this. So there was a lot of experimenting this first year, but I think we're finally kind of getting this right now. It's a
Hmm.
little bit smoother. So if people will follow you, you will see it in your PayPal account. You
Hmm.
literally will get in few days. It's usually like from 3 to 7 days. You will
Hmm.
get your portion just kind of paid to you. So
That's interesting. Yeah. No, I like that a lot. Have you spoken to any like actual these? We mentioned them before the all the experts that are out there. Are there any of them out there that you're talking with or trying to partner with to kind of like add to growth and have people come on and say like, hey, I'm on RealCappers now, and my track record speaks for itself. But if you want to see it, sign up and follow me and XYZ.
yeah, so there are a couple with whom we engaged originally because we wanted to get kind of their feedback,
Mm-hmm.
and there are a couple of them who actually I think they have their own Discord channels, so Patreons, or they are also on Bad MMA. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the website where they can sell their predictions. So they kind of like they already kind of established in that space. They
Mm.
have their own user base. So they are already on the app. Now, the difference is we wanted to engage with them because we wanted to understand, is it valuable for them? Do they like it? Can they use it for what they do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we kind of want to know, like, I mean, those guys are doing this for a living, or supposedly for a living, right? Can they benefit from this?
Mm-hmm.
But kind of like later, and the feedback was good, right? So I'm not gonna say anything about this, but at the end of the day, we kind of thought like we're not doing this for people who are gonna be professional handicappers. We're doing it for
Mm.
people who actually for everybody who can enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I mean, if it becomes your full time job, great, right? We can see, like, I mean, you get at some point we grow a lot and you get a lot of subscribers. We obviously can figure out what can work for you better, so actually
Mm-hmm.
benefit from this. But honestly, from the very beginning, we want to actually make sure that everybody, like any user who just a fan of MMA, who never
Mm-hmm.
sees himself like I'm a professional handicapper, like they can enjoy it, right? So
Yeah.
that's the goal for us, right? It's kind of like, think about this, it's kind of more like a YouTube model. So when YouTube just started, right? So what they did, like everybody can post there. At some
Mm-hmm.
point they saw like, hey, some people actually are really good with this, let's share revenue with them, right? And that's how the whole this new trend, and I'm saying new because I'm old, probably older than you, but the new trend of like social influencers came
Yeah.
up, right? So like there are people who are really good and they share the lion's share of like profits, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else maybe like just not that much. For us, we're like, we don't want to focus right away on the people who are like will just dominate it, right? We just want to focus on everybody. We want to make sure that everybody enjoys it.
Yeah, no, and again, I signed up prior to 303, and I'm having fun with it. I love the simplicity of it. And I love how you can make your own account and your own username. Um, I'm looking forward to the features that you plan to add in the future. And again, like I found out about it through fighters like Lydia Warren. Are there any other fighters that you're working with?
Yeah, Mike Davis was the other one with whom we worked before, right? He unfortunately was recently injured. He was
Mm,
supposed to fight. I think it was like either upcoming, then July 17, or the previous card. So
hmm.
unfortunately, he can't because of the injury. But we work with him. He's really great. Like he gave us a lot of feedback, and I mean, we still keep in touch and we talk about stuff, right? For us, again, like if you look at the like a north star where we want to be, we want at some point get to the place where we are successful enough, where we also collectively, as this one big MMA UFC community, we can help fighters as well. Because you probably know,
Yeah.
like there are fighters who are on the top, like you're talking about the Conor McGregors of the world, right?
Hmm.
They obviously don't need our help. They don't. They
Yeah.
probably the question if they need to fight at all. But there are a lot of fighters who are just starting, right? And
Hmm.
we want to make sure that if if we as a community at some point like we enjoy what they do, we enjoy how they fight, we can contribute to them somehow as well.
Yeah.
Is it through maybe tipping, or maybe like just sharing, like maybe hey, we won on your predictions, maybe we can figure out how we can give more to a fighter. We'll have to figure this out. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm kind of like speedballing here, but that's the kind of like the north star where we want to be.
Well, I mean, I hope you get the growth like that. I mean, it'd be nice to see the logo and stuff on some fighter shorts, like a sponsorship or something like that, or even if you had merch or stuff like that for folks to buy. I hope it grows. I see potential in it. I love this type of technology for combat sports. I mean, I think it's great to engage with fight fans. And even if you stay combat sports centric, that's fine by me because I personally don't watch any other sports. But if you get big enough that you can start adding like football and soccer and stuff like that, I think the sky's the limit for something like this, especially because there's no real risk for the user, right? I mean, it's just
Yeah.
supposed to be for fun and education.
Yep, you don't put money, you don't bet
Hmm.
on anything. You can't really lose much except the space on your mobile device, and it's not that much.
Yeah, so it should be fun, and hopefully get some advertisers involved or something like that to help up the to help put in some revenue for you, so you can add more features for folks like us, especially with the sport and the fan base. I mean, you definitely picked the right one. UFC's fan base has never been bigger, so the fact that all UFC fans can jump on there right now and do their stuff for like this weekend, the Namajunas Cortez, I put in my picks for that main event myself, and I'm just looking forward to seeing where the app goes.
Let me
So,
ask you, who do you think is going to win?
oh, for that fight.
Yeah,
I well because of the way the matchup happened. I mean, it was supposed to be originally Macy Barber and Namajunas, and she fell out because of her illness or injury. So now with Cortez coming in late notice, I saw she posted something earlier in the week, or was it the end of last week, that she acclimated in 2 days to the climate, and I'm like, well, Rose is already, she trains out there, so I think she's probably just got an edge. I think Rose wins easy because first of all, she was the original booking, she's ready, and if in Denver, that's altitude, that's probably not going to be an issue for her. So I see her winning by the Cortez is not a slouch, so I can see Rose winning by decision. I don't see a finish coming, but I definitely have Rose winning by decision just because of how the fight got
nice.
changed.
Yeah, I thought that Cortez Tracy, that she was supposed to fight. I think the next card.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. I thought that she was scheduled. So I don't think she wasn't, or she is not prepared. But definitely a switch in the type of the fighter. And you're 100% correct. That was my guess. Is like Denver is not easy. Like if you never fought in this altitude, that's gonna screw you up, right? Like really bad. So yeah, I'm looking forward for this fight. I like Rose, but at the
Yeah.
same time, for me, it's like I want to like. Do you remember like she was kind of like on this like hype train where
Mm-hmm.
she was like completely like you can see how amazing the fights were and how amazing she will win. But then at
Mm-hmm.
some point she kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I want to fight, and
Yeah.
that kind of I was like, So where are you right now in your like mental state? Do you want to fight or do you not? Like, where is
And
it?
I think that comes with if they make her fight too much, you start to see that version of Rose. But she's been kind of out of the picture for a little while, and the stuff that I've seen, the hype, she seems it seems like we're gonna get the game Rose, not the Rose that's kind of like tired of the attention and stuff like that. I know I agree with you. She's been up and down emotionally, but I think if it's too much to all at once, that's what messes with her mentally. But if she's got a nice gap, which she has in from her last fight to this fight, then I mean, from what I've seen, she looks dialed in from all the interviews I've seen. So, and plus, she's really good.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm definitely looking forward to that. So I guess we'll be watching together.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's on ESPN, regular ESPN, so we can all watch. And folks, like make your picks in the app if you have it. Again, it's realcappers.com. This is the website if you haven't seen it. Real simple, Apple and Android. And Alex, if you have any other things you want to plug, let us know before I let you go. Go
Yeah.
ahead. The floor's yours.
So the only plug which I want to have, like, I would love everybody to join Real Cappers. Try to use it again. The most thing which I'm looking here is feedback. If you even hate it, just express it. Just like, hey, I hate this thing. Just like, I don't know, it's not useful. Just tell us what do you not like, or maybe tell us what would you want to have. It's like, if it would have this, I would definitely use it. Or, this thing is missing that. Just tell us. Just hit us an email, or just follow us on Instagram and shoot us a message, like get in our DMs, and definitely we'll get back to you, because the most important thing for us, again, like, I want to make sure that people like it. We like it, but
Mhm. Yeah.
we're much closer to that. I mean, I'm kind of like investing. Is like, hey, do you think it's fun? And we're like, yeah, it's fun, but like it's small group. I would like to expand this group, and would like to get more feedback. That's the only thing which I want. And again, Ed, thanks a lot for scheduling this.
Thank you, and thanks again for making the time. I put a link to the website too. It'll be in the description. It'll be on the article that I write for this for mymmanews.com. And again, this was fun for me. I love this type of technology, and I get what you're saying. I mean, we're hardcores, but this is something I think everyone can. Everybody has an opinion, and everyone loves to express their opinion. So if you just want to sign up and have a place where fight fans can share their opinions and see other people's opinions, I think it's a great platform. So thank you again, Alex.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, man.
Take care.
Yeah, bye.